What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Nintendo Land, and once again I have some new information on Nintendo's 2022 lineup. It seems to be all over the place. In fact, it seems like they are completely rearranging their plans for what games they had releasing this year, because one of the games got completely pushed back to next year, being The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2, supposedly the spring of next year, and lots of people think that's going to tie into potentially a new console or something. But one other interesting fact is that Xenoblade 3 is actually getting moved up. Yes, this is like one of the first times I've ever seen Nintendo do this, but they're moving Xenoblade 3 up from November all the way up to summer of July 29th, which is very, very, very interesting. Yes, so now the holiday season is kind of open again, once again for some type of game to fill its spot, and maybe even a couple of games at this point now. It seems like Nintendo really shifted everything forward and is, opening up some spots for this holiday for maybe something that they're going to replace Breath of the Wild with, and then now obviously replacing Xenoblade with. So I'm very interested. We're going to get into that in a second, but let's take a second to look at the schedule because it's really getting jam-packed in the next couple of months. So at the end of this month, the end of April, we are getting Nintendo Switch Sports, April 29th, and then we have May, which is pretty quiet and one of the only quiet months that we know of right now. And I think the reasoning behind this is because it's going to be a big preparation month, obviously, for Nintendo's big showcase or video that they may have in June, replacing E3 now, and also the fact that they probably will have some type of Splatoon 3 Direct, showcasing the game a lot more, since we know that game is supposed to be coming out very, very soon. We then have Mario Strikers Battle League, which comes out June 10th, which is also coming up very soon. What's interesting about this one is this would be normally a couple of days right before E3's presentation, so this is very interesting. This would come out right before E3. Thankfully, though, since Nintendo wouldn't really have to focus on this too much at the actual E3 presentation and focus on, just kind of completely new games. But yeah, that's coming out very soon as well. And then we would probably see Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope in August. It seems like a good slot. I think it's around the same time that the first game came out, along that time in August, and that's where I would expect that, even though we haven't gotten a lot of information on that left. But I want to go back to Splatoon because Splatoon 3 is in a weird situation here. We have gotten really no information on Splatoon 3, and I think a lot of people, me myself included, was thinking that this game was probably going to launch in July, but that probably is not the case, believe it or not. I think that just does not work out. July already has two big games, Mario Strikers and now Xenoblade 3. There's no way they're also going to have Splatoon 3 in that same month. So what month really works out? I think August, honestly, would just kind of be too late as well. I'm saying we probably will get Splatoon 3 in June. It's very possible that they could still push it back to August, very late summer, but I think maybe at the end of June we could see Splatoon 3, and I know people are thinking, already? How is that possible? We haven't seen anything. I think Nintendo is gearing for a gigantic direct focused on Splatoon 3 solely. I mean, we've seen clips of the solo player, we've seen a little bit of the multiplayer, and a whole in-depth kind of gameplay of the new Salmon Run mode, Salmon Run A New Wave. So it's very interesting to me that we haven't seen, kind of a release date given to us, but it looks like this game is pretty much ready. It's just Nintendo waiting to maybe reveal a whole bunch of information at once. I definitely see there being a Splatoon Direct coming in the next couple of weeks, honestly. I, however, do not think the game is delayed past like August or anything like that, because I think they definitely would have announced that, and Splatoon is just definitely not a winter game. I don't think it's replacing Xenoblade later this year or pushing it back, so I definitely think this is coming sooner than we think. Just wait a little while longer. Now that leaves us with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and of course Bayonetta 3. That's it for the holiday right now. So there's definitely things planned that Nintendo's getting ready to announce, probably within the next couple of months. Obviously, once again, E3 is canceled, but Nintendo is almost certainly going to have some type of big direct showcase in June, I would expect. And I think we might see up to 1 or 2 big games coming this holiday season, which is very exciting. Now, as for what this game could be, I have absolutely no clue. This could be anything. I really, really think there is a lot better of a chance for a brand new Mario game. I at first thought there was no way, but Nintendo making this move is really kind of unprecedented, moving a game up this much. So maybe, there could be a chance we see a brand new 3D Mario game at E3 and they're like, it's coming out at the end of this year. That would be amazing, right? But I still don't necessarily think it's Mario yet. I think Mario is going to be saved for next year or for whatever the next gen console is. I just think we're so far along since the last Mario, they're just going to keep making us wait until, eventually we get some out of the blue, crazy trailer for a Mario game, which I can't wait. But I do think we're on the horizon for Mario. But I think it's actually going to be Donkey Kong. Seriously, I think there's a lot of rumors that's been going around lately, and we know that the rumors came along with the 3D Kirby. We got the 3D Kirby. Now, where's this new Donkey Kong? Now, we don't know what this Donkey Kong is going to be. There was rumors saying it could be 3D, developed by the Odyssey team. It could just be another 2D game. But this very well could be a big Donkey Kong game for the holiday season, and it's a great way to get Donkey Kong back on the map with a giant 3D adventure. Could you imagine? That would be pretty much just as good as a brand new 3D Mario game, in my opinion. Not the same, but it'd be really good. Those are the only things I can really think about to come at the end of this year with such a late notice, unless there's a big surprise up Nintendo's sleeves with an IP we haven't seen in a while, or something even crazier like Pikmin. It's not happening. I know a lot of people have been saying a lot of things like, man, this year is going to be the equivalent of what Switch was in 2017. I don't think that's going to be the case still. I think 2017 was just so huge, man, with a brand new Zelda, a brand new Mario. I told you that year is going to be very hard to replicate. People didn't believe me. But it seems like maybe next year could be that case, especially if next year is getting a new revision of the Nintendo Switch. We've been talking about the Switch Pro for so long. I'm tired of it. I don't even know if it's going to happen. But let's just talk about the fact that, you know, we're probably going to have a new Zelda, probably a new Mario next year. It's going to be a pretty big year. So I think Nintendo's gearing up for that and also gearing up to end this year in a big way. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below your opinions and your thoughts about this completely bizarre move from Nintendo to move Xenoblade up as much as they did. What's Nintendo's plan for the end of the year? Let me know what you guys think down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. If you guys want to pre-order any of these games in advance, I have links down below to most of the games coming out that you can pre-order right now. Use my special link and pre-order your game through Best Buy in order to help support me. It goes a long way, and I appreciate all of you that have done so already. All the links are in the description down below, and thank you guys so much. And like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.